disassembly of the CONID Bulkfiller Streamline. Now, disassembling this pen really is a lot of fun. It actually probably beats haggis while listening to bagpipes, and that's saying a lot. So, how do you disassemble this? Well, it's fairly simple. First, take the cap off. I noticed I got a little bit of an ink deposit on the threads of the cap there. No problem. Just take that black bit, take the cap, and unscrew the whole cap. The clip just comes off like this. This little plastic bit comes off. Just take a Q-tip, put a bit of water on there, clean out those threads until you are satisfied. Dry them off. Take the clip, the plastic bit, screw the whole thing back together again, and you're done. Fairly easy. Note how there is a rubber O-ring in that cap, so make sure you don't lose it when you are disassembling things. Now we come to the actual pen. Easiest part to disassemble is the section. The section you just grab and you can unscrew the entire barrel. First it will be easy, and at some point you will feel some resistance. That is caused by this rubber O-ring. Don't worry about that, just make sure you don't lose it, because you can probably pull it out somehow. Although it is a little bit hard to dislodge, which is a good thing. Nib and feed form a unit that can be unscrewed completely. Again, you feel some resistance there. That's because of the rubber O-ring right there. When you are desperate, you can separate the section, the nib and feed from the nib collar. Clean them well. Then when you're ready to assemble again, roughly align the shoulders of the feed to the shoulders of the nib. Hold them like this. Grab the nib collar and notice there is a bit spared out for the nib. So if it doesn't really fit well, you're not having the correct alignment. It should slide in easily, and little trick here, just grab the nib, push it back in all the way. This prevents leakage. Make sure everything is aligned nicely and properly. Carefully break the seal of that rubber O-ring by pushing in the nib collar. Hold it like this, nib on the crook of your finger, thumb on the feed. Push it in a bit further, screw the whole thing back in place. Make sure you maintain proper alignment of the nib and feed. Once that is done, what remains is the barrel. And this is where things truly get fun. First, unscrew that piston. Make sure the seal up there is not engaged. One of the things I like to do is actually make sure that the seal is free, so it's not screwed into place there, which you just saw me do. That makes disassembly at a later stage a little bit easier. Now, what you need to get this part out is one of the two tools that you can buy. You can buy these for 15 euros together from the CONID website, and they will allow you to disassemble the pen completely. You get this Allen wrench as well as this CONID tool. The CONID tool is what you need here. You see the two holes? You place the tool in there and you just unscrew this metal part. Pull out the entire piston assembly unit. Here you have a barrel. The barrel can be flushed out, it's just a tube of plastic. Now this thing can be disassembled further. It's a little bit difficult because there are two rubber O-rings there, and those have to be taken off. Now one thing I like to do is gently squeeze them between thumb and forefinger so that they're lifted up a bit. Then take this brass tool, and as you can see, you can just slide them off then. This will take a little bit of practice. Careful you don't lose them. Then take your Allen wrench. Notice there is a little screw there. You put your Allen wrench in and you start to have yourself what I call an IKEA moment. Careful you don't lose that screw. That's why I do the last bit with my fingers. There you go. To make sure you don't lose it, I like to put it on the end of the Allen wrench. Now, you saw this just fell off. The whole part just comes off. You've got this little metal thing. This metal thing, part of the piston, comes off. The plastic thing, this is actually the piston seal, comes off. And there is a rubber quad ring right there. A rubber quad ring, which could be replaced should it start to leak or not give such a great seal anymore. This bit is one bit of metal. Again, a rubber O-ring, which could be replaced should you desire to do so. And what you have yourself here is a disassembled CONID bulk filler. Now, to assemble again, take this plastic part, gently put it on the piston. If you so desire, you can put a little bit of silicone grease right there on that quad ring to make sure you get good lubrication and a smooth operation of the piston. Here you got that metal part. You see how these should lock into place. So if you cannot do this, you've not aligned them properly. You might have put this on the wrong way or put that on the wrong way. So use this as a quick check to see whether what you're doing is correct. Now, take the end knob, the blind cap, whatever you like to call it, and notice there is a flat bit on the piston there. Clearly, that is where the screw goes into. So, I grab my wrench with the screw on there. I just slide the piston in there, flat bit first. I align that with the screw hole. I hold it in place. I put the screw on there. I screw it in place. Then I take my two rubber O-rings. They're easier to slide on than they are to slide off. One first, then the second. Make sure they're not folded over each other. I like to rub them a little bit to make sure they're aligned properly. Then you're pretty much done. What you need to do next is take the barrel. The piston goes in from the end that does not have the metal ring. Put this in there. Screw the metal bit back in place. Actually screwed my finger in there. Take your CONID tool and tighten it. But whatever you do, tight is tight. Don't over tighten this. It is plastic. It will crack. Then grab your section. Gently nudge it in there. And screw the whole thing back in place. And as you can see, I find it easiest to do that when that piston is not all the way down. Again, no over tightening there either. As soon as it's shut, it's shut. There are all kinds of rubber O-rings. You will not get any leakage. Once this is done, you can just do a quick check to see whether the piston actually still works. As you can see, it slides in place there. Wait a minute. It slides in place right there. That means I've done the right thing. Once it's in place, you just unscrew this bit, put it down, screw the ant knob back in place, cap the pen, sit back and have yourself a big plate of haggis.